Hi all, welcome to Public Cloud Design Tips and Tricks again. Today's topic is Azure Open AI. So it's the continuation of Open AI discussions basically. We have no problem statement. Again, this session is more on a high level overview of Azure Open AI services. Now, what is Azure OpenAI? So Azure OpenAI with Azure provides API access or REST APIs to access OpenAI language models with Azure Enterprise grade capability. So that is where Azure OpenAI comes into picture basically. And if you see the whole landscape of Azure AI, there are three area basically. One is Azure Machine Learning, which is the foundation of AI, and then Azure Cognitive Services, and then Azure Applied AI Services. Okay. Now within Azure Cognitive Services, you have speech recognition, vision, language, decision, all these things, and that is where OpenAI gets added. Okay, within Azure Cognitive Services, within Azure. Okay, so that is where it comes into picture. Now it uses GPT-3 and Codex with OpenAI and provide customers and ecosystems to customize and innovate. Okay, to generate useful content based on their requirements. So that is how it works. Now, the benefit of using this within Azure is obviously it enhances the business value with user experience, it enhances the innovations capability, and it provides an enterprise grade scaling and security within OpenAI, and it also deals with responsible AI. Okay, so in a nutshell, that is what is Azure OpenAI. Now there are different Azure OpenAI uh, within Azure basically, and they have different models within that. For example, GPT, they have different model based on 4 and 3.5, embedding, DALE, all these things. Now, before even we discuss about this, let's again recap what is a model. We have already discussed in our previous session. So, a model is nothing but a engineer software that provides a pattern based output basically with a huge set of input data. Okay, so that is how you can define a model. Okay, now within Azure OpenAI, we have GPT-4. Okay, so GPT-4 is a set of models. Basically, it provides a set of models, and it is an improvisation of GPT 3.5. Okay, and it deals with it deals with generating natural language and code. Okay, same goes for GPT 3.5 as well. It is again an enhanced version of GPT-3. Okay, embedding is a set of models basically that can convert text into numerical values. And DALE is still in preview. It deals with series of models in that can generate images from natural language. Okay, so that is how it works. This four category. Now coming to GPT-3 model, within GPT-3, there are different models. Okay, for example, ADA, Babbage, Curie, DaVinci, GPT-35 Turbo. Those are all GPT models within GPT-3 models within Azure OpenAI. Okay, now this all these models have different technical dimensions. Okay, for example, the speed of the output of the model, the complexity, how they handle different requests. Those are different technical parameters. Okay, based on that, this models performs. Okay, but in a in a nutshell, basically, ADA is the fastest performing model within GPT-3. And what it does text parsing, classification and keyword extraction. These are the things it does. Babbage does simple classification and semantic search. Okay, and it also does moderate classification or few complex classification. Okay, so that is what it does. A query does text sentiment analysis, language translation, summarization, answering questions, all these things. It's it's a normal GPT thing actually. DaVinci is the most capable model within GPT-3 considered, and it also does text sentiment analysis, language translation, summarizations. Okay. Now coming to GPT-35 Turbo, it is a conversational model. Again, it does complex conversation things actually. Uh, Message in out format. Okay, based on message in out format. Uh, I have given a link from Microsoft where I have also studied and found out all these things. You can also refer that link for more knowledge on this. Okay, or more fundamentals on this. Coming to GPT-4 models, GPT-4 is more enhanced on top of GPT-3. Obviously, it has a better accuracy than GPT-3, and GPT-4 models are now classified into tokens. So tokens are nothing but when you start a conversation with GPT or provide some input to the GPT, that statement itself or the conversation itself actually divided into tokens. Okay, and those tokens gets processed. Okay, within the model, within the engine, you can say. So now GPT-4 models are divided into uh, two parts. I mean, two types. One is GPT-4, the other is GPT-432K. So GPT-4 can handle 8,912 tokens, whereas this 432K can handle 32,768 tokens. Again, you can go through this link, okay, to get more information about this. Now coming to an important one is Codex. So it is again based on GPT-3 and it is used to analyze and generate code basically. Now, how it is designed or implemented is it works on top of thousands of GitHub repository basically, and based on that, those repo data basically gets trained to provide the necessary patterns or output. It works currently. It works best with Python, but it can support various languages. Okay, here C, JavaScript, Go, Perl, and so on. Now Codex is used for it can convert comments into code. Okay, it can contextually it can help you to complete your functions basically. It's more a contextual sequencing it can help you to do, and then it can bring knowledge. Okay, not only help you to write a code, but also generate talks out of a code as well. Okay, or analyze a code. Okay, it can add comments and it can rewrite code for efficiency, so it can improve the code capability as well. There are various examples. I have taken all this information from Microsoft. You can also follow the sampling. I have just given one example I have extracted is basically if you have a table customers and you have various column, then it can generate a query for you based on your requirement. Here the requirement is create a MySQL query for all customers in Texas named XYZ. Okay, so that is how it works. Now, what are the Codex models inside? There are two models basically: Code Cosman and Code DaVinci, basically. And Guzman is for faster and simple task, and DaVinci is it's more complex or intelligent model basically. It can perform any code related task, and it can analyze or understanding. It helps you to understand the code segments. Okay, so that is how you can classify. Few use cases as an example, like GPT. First of all, Chat GPT. Again, it comes from Chat GPT. Chat GPT is nothing but a web interface where you can perform conversational things basically. Okay, and that is more contextual also in nature. So chatbot is also falls under that. It's basically you can use for customer service use cases where customers can easily interact with the bot and gets their service done. Business operations is more like language translation or text translation. All those things you can do with a this kind of a OpenAI technique. You can also deploy your proprietary data model based on your requirement. Summarization is also a good example where you can summarize your conversation histories or conversation pattern, and based on that you can derive some business value. That is more summarization. Doc generator we have already discussed, part of Codex, that it can generate document from the code, from the existing code. So these are very few simple examples where you can use OpenAI, but there are thousands of examples. That is where OpenAI also plays a bigger role. Yeah, I mean that's a very nutshell overview, or high overview of how Azure OpenAI works on top of OpenAI basically. So I have followed this YouTube link. It's quite a good one, where you can. It's a Ignite link, Microsoft Ignite link, and then it's more about the OpenAI cycle, how it started, where it comes, all these things. Okay, please go through it. I mean, if you have time, it's a good one. Also, you can follow the Microsoft link that I have already depicted in my previous slides to just to get a very fundamental overview of how it works. Okay, so that's it for the day. Thank you and have a good day.